What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna get busy on changing out this gas tank. I tried to get the carburetor rebuilt and found a gang of rust in there, which means it's probably rust in the gas tank, fuel pump, and the fuel lines. Let's get busy. First thing first, we gotta drain the old gas out. I just filled this thing up thinking that it needed gas, so let's get it all out. I grabbed a regular transfer pump from AutoZone, a couple of gas cans my pops had, and now it's time to get busy with the transfer of this fuel. Once you pump it and prime it a few times, the fuel starts going on its own. Here the fuel is going on its own. It's looking pretty clear. That's the new gas I just recently put in it. As the fuel gets deeper and deeper, or as more drains out, you start to get to the nasty parts like this, where you can see all the gunk that you definitely don't want going to your carburetor or even pumping through your fuel lines. Now that we have the old gas out, it's time to actually remove the tank. It's about 12 bolts on top. I got my drill ready, popped them out. And of course, it's an old school. It had some rusted screws. 3 in total. 1, 2, and 1 at the bottom right corner. So to get them out, it's going to be a process when this should have been an easy removal. So I gave it a go up top, played around with it, various vice grips, but ultimately, underneath is where I found success. WD-40, jiggle it around a little bit, went back up top after that, and voila. Now before we remove the tank, we gotta make sure we get out any residual gas. We can get that one of two ways. We can remove this hose right here, or we can actually open up the drain plug. In my situation, mine was really rusty, my drain plug, so I decided to remove the hose and let the residual gas drain out. Now that we got the gas out, let's go back up top, disconnect a few pieces and remove this tank. That's the last connecting piece. Let's get this out of the way and pull this tank out. I'm going to prime the edges since it'll be metal to metal. Put a little bead there of caulking. Let's look at the new tank though. It came with the edges bent. I'll just grab some vice grips and bend those back up, get it back in order, and get it prepped. Another part of getting the tank prepped though is your float. It comes with a ring, sits right in like this. Make sure your float is pointing in the right direction. Next, we're going to drop this tank in place so we can line up the hoses, bolts, make sure everything's lining up appropriately. So from here, we'll connect the fuel sending unit and the hose line underneath. Getting the hose over this nipple was no easy task. I actually ended up taking the tank back out, putting the hose on outside, and then dropping the tank back and connecting. A lot of WD-40, needle nose pliers, just trying to work it open. It was tough. And I did end up putting new hose there. Now we can go back up top and start buttoning it all up, get all our bolts in, make sure the gas holes lined up, bolt them all in lightly, line everything up. Next, we'll secure our gas line. We want to make sure this is extremely tight. We do have gas going through here. So you're going to tighten it up here on the rubber hose fitting the connector, but you're also going to tighten it up on top. And do not forget your filter. Right behind this gas area is where the filter is I was speaking of. My gas tank came with a new filter, but it didn't have one on there originally. And now it's all done. I would give it a test, but we're waiting on some more parts to come to fully connect our carburetor, and then we'll give it a start. Until then, like and subscribe. Renovating old schools.